Mark chapter 5. They arrive at the other side of the lake into the region of the Gergashim. Then he climbed out of the boat. At once a man from the tombs, having within him an unclean spirit, met him. He had found a place to live among the tombs. No one was able to restrain him any more, even with a chain. In fact, often he had been restrained with shackles and chains, but the chains had been wrenched apart by him, and the shackles had been broken in pieces. No one was strong enough to overpower him. Day and night continually he was screaming among the tombs and in the mountains, and cutting himself with stones. While seeing Yeshua from a distance, he ran up and bowed down before him. Shouting with a loud voice, he said, "What are you going to do to me, Yeshua, Son of the Most High God? I plead with you by God, do not torture me." With that he was speaking to him. "You unclean spirit, come out of the man." Furthermore, he was asking him, "What is your name?" Then he told him, "My name is Legion, because we are many." In addition, he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now on the hillside nearby, there was a large herd of swine grazing. They begged him, saying, "Send us over to the swine so that we may enter into them." Yeshua gave them permission. After coming out, the unclean spirits entered the swine. At that, the herd stampeded down the steep bank into the lake, about 2,000. They were drowned in the lake. Their herdsmen ran away and spread the news throughout the city and the countryside. Thereby the people came to see what it was that had happened. They came to Yeshua and saw the man who had been troubled by demons sitting down, clothed, and in his right mind. The same man was the one who had been troubled by the legion. The people were filled with awe. Those who had witnessed it told what had happened to the man troubled by demons and all about the swine. Then they began to ask him to leave their region. So as he was climbing onto the boat, the man who had been troubled by demons was pleading with him that he would allow him to go with him. But he would not let him go. Instead, he told him, "Return home to your people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has shown mercy to you." So the man went away and began preaching in the 10 cities region how much Yeshua had done for him. Everyone was amazed. When again Yeshua had crossed over in the boat to the other side, a large crowd gathered around him. So he stayed close to the shore of the lake. One of the high officials of the Jewish Learning Center, named Yair, came out and on seeing him, fell at his feet. He begged him earnestly, saying, "My little daughter is at the point of death. Come and lay your hands on her, so that she may be made well and live." At once he went with him. A large crowd, moreover, was following him and pressing in all around him. But a woman was nearby who had suffered a flow of blood for 12 years. She had endured much during treatments by many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was not improved in her condition at all, but rather had grown worse. After hearing about Yeshua, she came up in the crowd behind him and touched the fringe of his garment. After all this, she said, if I just touch his garment, I will be made well. And once the flow of her blood was dried up, she felt in her body that she was healed of a painful condition. Immediately Yeshua, recognizing within himself that power had flowed forth from him, turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" But his disciples said to him, "You see the crowds pressing in all around you, and then you ask, 'Who touched me?'" So he kept looking around to see who had done this. Finally, the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him. She told him the whole truth. Then he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in shalom and be cured from your painful condition." While he was still yet speaking, some people from the home of the presiding rabbi of the Jewish Learning Center came and reported, "Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the rabbi any longer?" But Yeshua, overhearing what was being said, told the presiding rabbi of the Jewish Learning Center, "Do not be afraid, only believe." With that, he permitted no one to accompany him except Kepha, Yaakov, and Yohanan, the brother of Yaakov. They came to the house of the presiding rabbi of the Jewish Learning Center. He saw a noisy confusion with people crying and mourning loudly. After entering in, he said to them, "Why are you causing confusion and crying? The child is not dead, but is asleep." They started laughing at him. After putting them all outside, he took along the child's father and mother, as well as those who were with him, and entered where the child was. Taking the child by the hand, he said to her, "Talitha kumi," which translated means, "Little girl, I say to you, rise up." Instantly the girl arose and started to walk. She was 12 years old. Immediately they were overcome with utter astonishment. After that, he asked them firmly that no one should be informed about all this, and also told them to give her something to eat.